Okay, welcome to tonight's training. We're going to talk about the Asea compensation plan, something that you really would like to know about. My name is BK. I'm from Singapore, but currently living in Malaysia. So first things first, I generally like to let my team know this, and I think you should know as well. You actually don't need to be an expert on the compensation plan because you seriously don't. You seriously don't. Okay, because many of the top earners aren't. They aren't experts on the compensation plan. They just do the work. They just do the work. So don't let learning the compensation plan be your hang up. Okay, don't let learning the compensation plan be your hang up. You just need working knowledge for the compensation plan. Like what Christina was talking about just now. It's good to know the compensation plan, but don't let learning the compensation plan become a hang up for you. And you learn by working the business, you learn by engaging the business, you learn by doing the activities associated with the business. That is how you actually learn the compensation plan. Okay. And you want to know the number one secret to this business? The number one secret to this business is it does not matter what works, it matters what duplicates. So by being an expert in a compensation plan, what will happen is that sometimes your team may say, oh, I can't do this because I do not know the compensation plan as well as you do. So keep it simple, point them to a tool, point them to a video recording, and that is duplicatable. But if you want to learn it by yourself, sometimes it can become a hang up for you, okay? So what I'm doing for you today, the training for a compensation plan, is that it is modeled exactly after the Asea corporate training video, except that I've given you added notes. I've given you added notes. So I've modeled it after the Asea compensation plan training, which is a half an hour training. You can watch that. You can point that to your downlines or prospects for them to get to know the compensation plan. And then after that, you can watch this video and this training, which is kind of like with additional notes on the compensation plan. So I'm just going to take a few, just let you have a few seconds to scan this. Basically, if you want to look at the compensation plan or learn more about compensation plan, just scan this, go to the link, and then you can actually learn more about it. Okay. Okay. Now, what do you really want to achieve from the compensation plan? This is the 2019 income disclosure statement from Asea Corporate, and it's good to know this because you kind of have a goal to achieve or head towards, right? So Asea has paid out more than $258 million dollars to thousands of associates over the past 10 years already. So this is a proven and this has been a tested model already. So some of the numbers here, just to highlight for you, you have the basic rank, which is a core rank, which is Director 300, and that is looking at the monthly average of about $441. This is in US dollars. Then, of course, if you work a little bit harder, you hit the first executive rank, which would be the bronze level. You're looking at something like $2,040. That's for the bronze rank. The next rank, work a bit harder, some more, you get to the diamond levels. The diamond levels, you're looking at an average of about 15,000 to about 25,000 US dollars a month. Okay, and of course, not last but not least, but the ambassador diamond ranks. Notice there's a plus sign next to the ambassador diamonds. There are actually 6 other levels above ambassador diamond, and you're looking at an average of 110,000 to 200 over thousand US dollars a month. Now, so the compensation plan suits anybody with any level of aspirations. If your aspirations are high, go for it. If your aspirations are just to cover your family income or family expenses, again, the compensation plan will work for you as well. So we do not tell you how much or how hard you need to work to get out of this, but the compensation plan has a place for everybody. Okay. So let's get into the compensation plan. Now, there are essentially 8 ways to get paid for the Asea compensation plan. Basically, just means that there are many, many ways to make money from Asea, right? Now, I'm not going to go through all 8 ways tonight because that will mean it's going to be a very long training. Instead, I've broken them up into 2 parts. Okay, we're going to stop at team commissions, and then there'll be a part 2 of this training probably in 2 weeks' time. This will be arranged together with Christina. And then we'll cover the last 4 sections of last 4 portions of the compensation plan. So if you want to look for fast profits, you want to see some fast profits to recover maybe your personal expenditure, you look at the first 4 sections, which is retail bonus, preferred customer bonus, fast start bonus, and director bonus. And if you want to look at some level of residual income already, then you add the next 2 portions, which is team commissions, and then you have executive momentum bonus. And last but not least, if you want legacy building income, the kind of income that is in the hundreds of thousands, then you're going to add the last two components, which is check match and the diamond pool. So some quick pointers about the comp plan that you need to understand. 50% of total global revenue each week is paid out to associates, okay? 50% of global revenue is paid out to associates on a weekly basis. And like I said, it is paid weekly. In fact, it is from Friday to Friday for the United States, but here in Asia, it's more like Saturday noontime to Saturday noontime. For us here in Asia, whether you're Singapore or Thailand or Malaysia, it is around there. And every Friday morning before 6 a.m. in the morning, typically you will get an email from Asea if you have a commission that is going to be paid into your account for that week. So 6 a.m. Friday morning when you wake up, you should have received an email saying that you have X dollars paid into your commission or into your Asea Smart Wallet on Friday mornings. Okay. So the other thing that I like to highlight is that commissions are always based on product volume. Okay, they are based on product volume. In other words, it's not based on the dollar value of the product. It is based on the product volume. And each and single product that we have in Asea, there is a product volume inside, or there's a product volume ascribed to it. So for example, a case of Asea Redox, 4 bottles of it, it is 100 product volume or 100 PV. Okay, a set of the Renew Advanced Skincare and Body Care set, which is the 5-piece set, the product volume ascribed is 150 PV. And last but not least, the VIA series, the set of VIA series, which includes the VIA Source, VIA Biome, and VIA Life Max, that is a product volume of 115 PV. Now, for some of you in different countries, some of these product sets may not be available yet to you, but whatever it is, just remember and know that your commissions are always based on your product volume, and each of these different products have an ascribed product volume to them. Okay, first thing first, for all of us to get started, very simply, we just need to have one personal purchase per month, and that is 100 product volume or 100 PV each and every single month. And that includes your customer volume. Okay, I'll explain that in a bit. So the very first step for this compensation plan is that we need to be active. And what does being active means? Being active, the easiest way is simply with auto ship. Okay, we have an auto ship program which is on a monthly basis. It is very flexible. You can change the number of products you want for each month. You can change the type of products you want for each month. But essentially, you just have to keep one active auto ship with one case of product each month, and you are active. You fulfill the first condition of being active. Okay. And on top of that, rather than buying it on an ad hoc basis, that means as and when you want to stay active, you buy a case of product. You don't earn auto ship that way. But if you don't earn loyalty rewards points that way. But if you have an active auto ship, not only do you earn not only do you stay active, but actually you earn something called loyalty rewards points, which you can then use to exchange for free products in the future. Okay. Now, the other thing you need to know about this active status is that except for 2 countries, which is the 2 markets, Thailand and Philippines, all other markets and all other countries, your personal maintenance or your being active status maintenance is one case of product, which is 100 PV. But these 2 countries, which is Thailand and Philippines, they can actually stay active and become an active associate just on 50 PV, which is half the usual that the rest of the markets have. Okay, so except for these 2 countries. So you happen to be working in the Thai market and the Philippines market, this is the only exception for you. And last but not least, being active is where the magic begins. The compensation plan is stacked up. You need to fulfill conditions one step at a time. And the very first step and very first condition is by being active. And all the magic begins just by being active. Okay. So the other thing you want to know is that everything else that we're going to talk about, now, of course, in the video, there's a video, but here in this presentation, everything else that we're going to talk about from henceforth is going to be based on US dollars. It's based on US dollars. So just multiply accordingly to the factor that is given to you for your local currency. So for example, for Singapore, the currency exchange is actually pegged at 1.4. So whatever value you see here inside the presentation, you multiply by 1.4. For Malaysia, it's multiplied by 4.2, etc., etc. Okay, first income potential, or first area where you can make money from the compensation plan is actually something called retail sales. Now, retail sales is like this. We have a wholesale price, and as associates, all of us are getting the product at wholesale price. But there is actually a suggested or recommended retail price. So there is this difference between the wholesale and the retail price. And the difference is your retail profit, or your difference will be your retail profit. Okay. So as an example here, say you have 4 friends over here, friend one, two, oh sorry, 3 friends over here, friend one, two, and three, and then they go and buy at retail price a set of products from the website. Okay, and each and every single one of them will be paying the retail price for the Asea Redox, which is $160 in this case. And as a result of that, the retail price is $480 for 3 cases, but your wholesale price is supposed to be $390. Therefore, you have a retail customer bonus of about $90. Okay, so this is your first level of retail profit or retail bonus. Okay. So on average, at the company, the retail customer bonus paid out per week, on an average, is about $50. Okay, but there are some top earners that are making $1,000 from just retail profit alone or retail bonus alone. So there is a huge potential here as well if you want to capitalize on it. So some notes about retail. Okay, what you will do is you can send them to your Asea link, and every one of us have our own Asea link. Okay, it will be something like your name.myasealife.com. So when you send them to this link and they buy at retail, this is where the difference will be paid out to you. So the difference between the retail price and the wholesale price will be paid to you in the following week. And the retail purchases that are made under your own link, they actually count towards your personal volume. Okay, they actually count towards your personal volume. And just an example, any remaining volume that is above 200 PV will actually be added to your lesser lake volume. Okay, just take note of this first. Later on, it will become clearer to you. So as an example, say for example, you have 5 retail customers, and each of them buy 1 case of product, which is 100 PV, totaling 500 PV or 500 product volume. 200 of that product volume will count towards your personal maintenance volume, which keeps you active. And then 300, which is excess, will float towards your lesser lake volume. Okay, it will float towards your lesser lake volume. Okay, so just to note. So technically speaking, if you have a couple of retail customers on a monthly basis, you actually do not need to have a personal purchase to maintain for your personal active status. But then again, my suggestion is always just keep an active, you have to try the product to be a product of the product, right? You need to try the product. So I would strongly recommend that you still do try or have an active auto ship for yourself to experience the product so that you can share the product better as well. Okay, so that's the first area of retail profit center for you. That is a retail profit. The next one is actually something called preferred customer bonus. Now, preferred customer bonus is slightly different from retail customers. The preferred customers enroll on a monthly auto ship, and they get to enjoy a discounted price. Actually, they will get to enjoy the wholesale price. The only difference is that they do not need to pay for an enrollment fee. Okay, they can come in and they enjoy the month. They enroll an auto ship, monthly auto ship, and they get to enjoy the wholesale price. They do not need to pay for the enrollment membership fee. Okay. Now, for each and every single preferred customer that you enroll, you will actually earn $25 per case of product they purchase on auto ship. So, for example, if you have 1 friend who buys 1 case, you actually will have $25 US dollars profit on that purchase. But instead of counting the product volume as 100 PV, it is actually discounted to 50 PV when they are preferred customers. Okay, so you only get 50 PV from that particular purchase counting towards your team volume. So as a quick example, if you have about 6 customers, they are preferred customers, and every one of them are buying 1 case of, say, Renew 28 on auto ship, then effectively you're going to enjoy about $150 in preferred customer bonus already. And because they're on auto ship, they will be buying them in February, buying them in March, and so on and so forth, right? So as they purchase each month, you actually will be able to earn about $25 per case, multiplied by 6 is $150. So it is still a very lucrative and very beneficial for some people who may just want to cover their personal expenditure for the products. So the preferred customer bonus payout, again, it could be as low as $50 on average, and also as high as $1,000 a week for the top earners. So again, it is also another very possibly lucrative area of business for you. So some notes about preferred customer. Preferred customers, or PC, must be on auto ship. Okay, they must be on auto ship. Now, the moment they cancel or the moment they stop an auto ship for the particular month, they actually will revert to being a retail customer otherwise. Okay, so they must be on auto ship. Okay, and preferred customers, or PC, they will earn loyalty rewards points just like associates. In fact, exactly like associates. So it is a bit confusing here, but just to be clear, even though the point value or the point value product volume that counts towards you is half, but for the preferred customer, they earn loyalty rewards points exactly the same way as you as an associate. So for one case, if they're at the 5% tier, they will earn 5 loyalty rewards points. If they're at the 10% tier, they will earn 10. If they're at the 20% tier, they will be earning 20. So it is actually very, very good for them as a preferred customer. Okay. So for example, one case of Redox is 100 PV, but it counts as 50 CV. Okay. But this will count towards your personal volume. Okay. This will count towards your personal volume. So the other thing is, the remaining volume again will also be added to your lesser leg volume. Okay, so if let's say you have more than 4 preferred customers, 4 times 50 is 200, right? So anything above that will be added to your lesser leg volume. Now, most importantly, preferred customers do not hold a position in the binary tree. That means they must start from scratch when they join in the future. Okay, they must start from scratch when they join in the future. So this is very important for them, for you to highlight to them. Preferred customers do not hold a position in the binary tree. They are kind of attached to you only. Their volume count towards you, but they do not have a position in the binary tree. Okay, so the next thing is fast start bonus. The next part of the compensation plan is fast start bonus. So for fast start bonus, it is actually one of the biggest profit centers for you as you start the business. Now, but do note that it's a one-time bonus at the time of enrollment, and it is based on the product enrollment package volume. Okay, so it is based on the product volume again. So some quick examples here. If somebody picks up the entrepreneur product suite, which is about 1,015 points or commissionable volume, okay, so 20% is the fast start bonus. So you get 20% of the full CV to the enroller, which is yourself, and you'll be getting $200 for that. Now there's a cap of maximum of 1,000. So even though the entrepreneur suite is 1,015 CV, the cap is at 1,000. So you get 200 for this particular entrepreneur product suite. Now then, if somebody comes in at the business renew advance pack, which is about 400 commissionable volume, 20% of 400, you will get $80. And last but not least, when somebody comes in at the Redox personal pack, so that is 150 CV, you'll be earning 20% of 150 CV, that will be $30. Okay, so these are the examples for you. So just a quick illustration here. If you have 4 persons who have picked up or signed up as an associate, and each of them picked up, say, for example, the business pack, okay, therefore, each and every one of them at 40%, at 400, at 20%, you'll be getting about $80 bonus from each and every enrollment. So all in all, your fast start bonus for this particular week would already be $320. Okay, so the fast start bonus payouts again per week is ranging from $100 on average and up to about $1,500 for the top earners. So again, it is highly lucrative if you work it properly and if you enroll a lot of people personally. Okay, again, this is for personal enrollment. Huh? So some notes, additional notes about fast start bonus. It is not to be confused with something called the fast forward program. Okay, when you log into a back office, there's something called a fast forward program. Now that is different from the Fast Start bonus. The Fast Forward program is an incentive program that is ongoing. As of now, it is actively ongoing. And what it does is that it gives you additional incentives, which you can find out more details from. Just log to the back office and look at them, right? But it is not a component of the compensation plan. Just take note of that. So the compensation plan, it is called the Fast Start bonus, okay, which is the 20% when you are enrolling a new person, okay? And the Fast Start bonus is only paid once to active associates, okay? You must be active. Remember I said earlier on, you must, all the magic begins by being active. So once you're an active associate, you'll be entitled to receiving the Fast Start bonus when you enroll a new person. Now, quick question, what happens when you are not active, but you enroll somebody, okay? Then what effectively happens is that the Fast Start bonus will then roll towards your immediate upline that is active above you. Now, but the good news is this. Let's say you enrolled somebody this week, but you are currently not active. All you need to do is just purchase something to make yourself active. You are still going to be entitled to the Fast Start bonus from the new person you just enrolled. Okay, so again, if you're currently not active, but you enrolled somebody this week, all you need to do is just quickly make yourself active by at least having one case of product purchase in your own account, and you also stand to enjoy the Fast Start bonus already. So again, for Fast Start bonus, it is capped at 1,000 product volume. So, and that will be 200 maximum US dollars per enrollment, okay, which is not too bad. So the next part of the compensation plan is something called the director bonus. Now, a director bonus, you will get to enjoy if you come in within 14 days. I'm going to explain this in detail now. So the director bonus is like this. So first, if you enroll today, okay, you have up to 14 days, okay, to enroll 2 new persons, and if you can do that, you actually achieve the director rank, and at the same time, company will pay you an extra 50 US dollars as your director bonus. Now, again, this is a one-time director bonus. It is only eligible, you are only eligible for this if you can enroll 2 new persons within the first 14 days of becoming an associate yourself. You get the extra $50, okay? So how do you become a director? So you are personally active with 100 PV, you've enrolled as an associate already, and then you find somebody on your left with a minimum enrollment of 100 PV as well, and somebody else on your right that also has a minimum of 100 PV, and then you already become a director. And if you can do this within the first 14 days, you will actually earn an extra 50 US dollars director bonus. And of course, on top of that, you also earn a Fast Start bonus on the 2 associates that you just sponsored. So all in all, at the minimum, you'll be earning about $40 from this exercise, or a maximum of $400 because of the Fast Start bonus from this exercise. That means when you enroll 2 persons, it could be $40, it could be $400, plus the $50 director bonus. So why would you want to go for this director bonus? Or why would you want to encourage your downlines or your team members to go for this director bonus? It's actually very simple. These are the statistics given by company, and company knows it very well because they can see and track our performance, right? So anybody who earns the director bonus, in other words, they are action takers, they take action fast, they are 13 times more likely to hit the rank of bronze, okay, versus somebody who did not become a director or who did not earn the director bonus. And even better, if you earn the director bonus, you are 15 times more likely to become a diamond, okay? So if you want to aim to become a diamond, just please go for your director bonus, because you are 15 times more likely to achieve it. And of course, tell your team members, tell your team members that go for this director bonus, because they are going to be 15 times more likely to hit the diamond ranks. Okay, so some notes about director bonus. You have 2 full commission weeks or 2 commission periods to achieve this. So the 14 days actually do not count until they are full commission weeks. So the easiest way to think of this is like this. Say you enrolled Thursday. Okay, you enrolled yesterday, which was Thursday, right? The very first Friday that you come across, and when you move forward in time, the very first Friday you hit, is considered as Friday 0. So it doesn't count. Then you have next Friday, which is Friday 1, and then another Friday, which is Friday 2, to achieve this director bonus. In other words, you will definitely have at least minimally 2 full commission weeks to try and do this. Okay. In fact, most of the time we have 2 full commission weeks plus a few more days. So it's a very, very good opportunity for you to hit your director bonus. So do go for it. Okay. So that is director bonus. Now, next part is team commissions. Team commissions is probably one of the main factors or the main components of our income from a start until you hit the higher ranks. But team commissions is a very, very large component of our income. So once you become a director, okay, once you become a director, you are qualified for team commissions. So 2 terms for you to know or to remember. When you have a personal purchase of 100 PV for that month, you are active. But when you have 2 persons on your left and your right who are also active, then you are what we call binary active. And once you're binary active, you are qualified for team commissions. Okay, so how does it work? So when you have a left team and a right team, okay, as they start to grow their business, as they start to enroll new people, you will grow your left team and you'll start to see your right team growing as well, right? So the team commissions is a factor of the total volume that is generated in your team on both the left and the right. So the easiest way is to give you the numbers to figure this out. So for example, on the left team for this particular week, all the team members, you have generated 6,000 commissionable volume, okay? CV stands for commissionable volume. It's also interchangeably used with PV or which is product volume or personal volume. And sometimes we hear GV, which is group volume. But for this case, CV just means volume that you can earn commission on. So we call commissionable volume. So you will earn 10% on the lesser leg. In this case, would be 5,000, right? So you will earn 10% on the lesser leg of 5,000, which will be 500 in team commissions. And the 5,000 are wiped off from both sides. Then you have 1,000 commissionable volume that will carry over to your next week's revenue on your left team, because your left team has an excess of 1,000. Now, as long as you stay active, your carryover will always carry over and you always accumulate. So as long as you stay as an active associate, you will always be carried over for you. So the maximum amount for team commissions per week is capped at 10,000 US dollar maximum per week. So it's capped at 10,000 US dollars per week. Not too shabby again, right? Which means it's about 40,000 US dollars per month. Okay. Now, the other thing you want to know about team commissions is that the frequently asked question is, how do you build a team? So we strongly suggest to you that you always build on your outside left and always build on your outside right. So as you build your team, you just build your outside left and your outside right, and the people or the spots inside, they belong to your own team members or your team members down the line, and they are responsible for building their own outside left and their outside rights, which will be their inside legs, of course, right? So always remember to build on your outside left and your outside right. So team commissions payout per week, again, these are from company statistics. On an average, we are looking at about $200 per week. But the top earners, as you can guess, okay, the top earners will be capped out at 10,000 US dollars per week, okay? So that is generating about 100,000 in product volume in both the left leg and the right team, the left team and the right team. Okay, so some additional notes about team commissions. All volume under your left or your right team, they will count as your commissionable volume. It doesn't matter who brought in the volume. It doesn't mean that you have to be the one personally bringing the volume. It could be your own team members, or it could be even your upline team that has a spillover on your side. Very simple way to understand this is when you log into a back office, if you can see the tree and anybody that you can see and whatever activity they have, they will count towards your volume and they'll count towards your commissionable volume. Okay. So again, the cap is 10,000 US dollars per week. So just to remember this. So you will not be earning more than 10,000 US dollars per week. Okay. The other thing that you need to pay attention to is this figure over here. Okay. So there is also a cap at each of the ranks or each of the levels that you're at. So for example, as an associate, you're not entitled to team commission yet. Okay, you're not entitled to team commission yet, so that is zero for you. But as a director, you are binary active, but again, at this point in time, you are not entitled to team commissions yet. You are binary active, you are eligible for it, but you will not get paid out because the minimum payout from company is $30 per week. So which means you need to be a director 300 before they start paying you out. Okay. Now, so if you are only a director 300, your maximum payout per week is 500 US dollars. Okay, maximum payout per week is 500 US dollars. So you might be making more than 500 US dollars, but you will only pay out 500 US dollars for you. So moral of the story here is make sure you are climbing the ranks. Make sure you hit for higher ranks, because as you climb the ranks, your cap on your weekly payout will be higher and higher and higher. So the maximum amount of 10,000 is hit when you are at the triple diamond level, which is 10,000 US dollars per week. Okay, that is the highest level there. Okay, so for today's training, we're going to cover just this portion here, which is up to team commissions. So a lot of times people start asking, what's next? What is next, right? So what's next is we're going to go show you a very simple game plan or simple work plan for you. If you're very new to the business, this is a simple work plan for you. So the very first order of the day or very first task for you is actually very simple. Aim to become a director. That means, in other words, now that you have joined the business, find somebody on your left and somebody on your right. So become a director, okay? And at the same time, you do it within 14 days, or the first two full commission weeks, you actually can earn an extra $50, correct? Now, then, step 2 is learn to become a director 300, okay? Because this is where you start to get commission payout, right? So becoming a director 300 is simply like this. So let's say John on the left, okay? John on the left decided that, hey, this is very interesting. I want to do what you're doing. And John also in turn starts to also wants to become a director. And he found somebody on his left and somebody on his right. And then, but Susan, let's say Susan on the right, she's not ready, but that's fine. So you continue to find another person, and you found somebody called Sally. And in this case, Sally is ready, and Sally wants to become like you and learn to become a director as well. And she enrolls somebody on her left and her right. Now, when both these activities happen, and both of these left teams and right teams have a minimum of 300 group volume, okay, in your left team and 300 group volume on your right team, and you have fulfilled the first condition, which was you have one left person at least personal active, and one right person, or on your right team, one person that is personal to you that is also active, you are then what we call a director 300. Okay, you are then a director 300. Okay, so first thing, learn to become a director. Second thing, become a director 300 once, and then become a director 300 on a weekly basis, and very simply just rinse and repeat and teach others to do the same. That means you teach others to do 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is a simple game plan for you if you're new to the business. First, become a director, then teach others to become directors, then aim to become a director 300, and then repeat the process. So you teach people to do 1, 2, and 3. Okay, those people who are in the top ranks, essentially, there's a very common popular saying that we have here is that the nature of this business is that we learn to become a director 300 factory. Okay, in other words, we help more and more people to become director 300s, and your business will grow. The difference between somebody who is in the top ranks like the ambassador diamond versus somebody who is just a bronze is that the ambassador diamond would have many people inside his organization that are director 300s. Okay, so become a director 300 factory. Teach people to become director 300s. As they become director 300s, you will go up the ranks yourself as well. Okay, last part here. So for today's training, I just want to end with this very quick teaser for you. So you want to guess which is the biggest slice of the pie in terms of commission. So this is the total commission pie, for example, right? So I just want to quickly show you what the different commission areas and how big the slice is. So the first slice, the small slice, is the director bonus. So company pays out just a little small portion of it that accounts for director bonus. So that's not really a huge part of the income opportunity, right? Now, the second slice is actually your executive momentum pools. and your diamond pools. So not too bad. It's quite a decent slice, about a quarter of the pie, right? Now, then the next biggest slice is actually the team commissions. It's actually the team commissions. Now, so team commissions do account for a significant portion of the total payout from company. So it is also one of the main things that we do work very hard for. So that is team commissions. But do you want to guess what is the last slice that is one of the largest slices? In fact, it's larger than team commissions, right? So the largest slice here is actually something called check match. It's something called check match. Now, this is something that we'll cover in the following week because there are a lot more things to talk about, but essentially look forward to this because once you climb the ranks, once you become executives and above, and once you learn how to do this and you start to lead your team, then you will notice that the bigger portion of your income will actually come from something called check match. Okay, so that will be another training. So with that, I'm going to end this part of the presentation and probably open up for some questions. And then we'll take a short break and then we'll continue with a Chinese session after this.